Hello everyone! I hope the person who's actually watching this video is doing great. Today I will be talking a little bit about my interpretations concerning the results I've got according to my students' final job. So let's start. The first assessment I will be talking about it regards of an activity that my guide teacher, Mr. Marcus, did. It was on April the 27th and it was a summative assessment. He originally intended to measure, in terms of contents, the have and has got in order to talk about relatives and familiars. However, in terms of skills, he tried to measure actually both the speaking and writing skills. This activity consisted of the creation of a family tree, as you can see in this example I made, and then students were asked to pass in front of the class in order to show what they had done until that moment. The students were given 3 classes in order to finish this activity. Even though some students were capable of dealing with the entire activity, I mean with the creation of the family tree and then passing in front of the class and talking about their relatives, their familiars, and using the structures have got and has got, some others were unable to do this because they weren't able to speak in front of the rest of the class because they were actually shy. Therefore, these students were asked to deliver a video created at home talking about their familiars using something pretty similar to this. In this case, I'd personally say that the objective of the class was partially achieved because some students were actually able to do this and they actually did well. My guide teacher actually possessed the rubrics that he used in order to assess these students. On the other hand, the second activity I will be talking about regards these 3 posters I sticked here on the wall. These posters are actually the creations that some students gave to me before I went, because this activity I will be talking about regards the one that I used on the day of my supervision, and it was the last day before the winter vacations. This was originally intended to be a formative assessment, and this activity consisted mainly of the creation of a poster in which some students were gathered into groups of 4 people, and then these groups were all given a name randomly regarding famous people. I don't know, for example, some actors or actress, singers, musicians, bands, football players, among others. These were actually the results of my students, of some of my students actually, that they did. As you can see, they did actually well. In terms of contents, this activity intended to measure the verb to be. The use of the verb to be both in both forms, in present and in past. However, in terms of skills, this activity intended to measure both writing and speaking skills, because the students were asked to write some stuff, some information, some essential information actually, of their famous people. And then they were asked to pass in front of the class in order to talk about them. In this case, I would say that students were all able to do this because students actually did pretty well. I've got the rubrics that I used that day, so you can see them in this file I will be leaving below me. So thanks for watching and see you later.